Welcome to this HDI video on how do I get started with the Universal app for Microsoft Dynamics NAV 2016. In this video you will learn how to get started using Microsoft Dynamics NAV Universal app on your iOS, Android or Windows device. This video is intended for power user, administrators or developers and will help you understand the basics before you dive deeper into more technical topics. We will get there by going through these steps. Understand what is the Universal app, find and install the app onto your device, launch the app, connect the app to your Dynamics NAV 2016 server, and finally sign out of the app. Let's start with some basic about the app. Today, many users have a number of personal and work devices which they use to get work done at home, at the office or on the go. By installing a single universal app on each of these devices, you get a familiar experience as they transition between the devices. Dynamics NAV for tablets, which was released in the fall of 2014, specifically targeted to tablets devices such as iPads. The Dynamics NAV Universal app is simply the next evolutionary step of this app, extending it to other form factors such as smartphones. The Dynamics NAV Universal app gives you the right experience tailored to your device size and input methods, whether that is touch or keyboard and mouse. Let's see what this means on each platform. On Apple iOS devices, you can install the app on iPhones and iPads. On Google Android devices, you can install the app on Android phones and Android tablets. And the Windows devices, you can install the app on Windows phones and Windows tablets. And in additional 2-in-1 hybrid devices, notebooks and desktop computers. How to install? You can find and install the app from the different app marketplaces for each of your device or OS. Let's use the Windows Store as an example. This is a small video showing how to install on the Windows phone. Let's use the Windows Phone example. So you click on the store, go to the search and searching for Dynamics NAV. The first link in this case is Dynamics NAV app. After reading the privacy statement and terms of use, click or tab on the install button. The app will download and install onto your device in a few seconds. Dynamics NAV is compatible with hundreds of recent smartphones, phablets, tablets, notebooks and desktop computers. If the app does not show in your search result or is unable to install, it's possible that your device is not compatible. Look out for the specific version of your operating system, screen size, and the amount of RAM on your device. Compare this with system requirements on our MSDN page. A link is provided in the end of this video. You can find your Dynamics NAV 2016 Universal app in your home screen or in your apps. For example, I have in my apps, I click on it. Now I need to choose my server, my name, and enter my password. And I click on arrow and NAV loading the home screen. We have the same home screen in all devices, so just another rendering. So here's my home screen. If I click on 3 lines or hamburger, I see my home menu. I see my customers. I see my charts. I see my items. And I have nothing in reports. And I click on 3 dots. I receive the menu for this, and in bottom of this menu I have sign on button, and I sign out from the NAV. Now I can choose another server. Let's see how apps starting on my desktop computer. I choose the menu and I click the Dynamics NAV. Dynamics NAV opening. Now I need to choose a server name. App remembering my server, but of course you need to enter your server name. So service name, you need to entering connection to your server. Few tips when you entering this URL address. First of all, this is HTTPS if you're connecting to your server remotely. Then it is server name, for example, my server. Of course, there can be the server name or IP address. For example, if I know my IP address, which is probably 10.10.10.10, it's also possible to use. And of course, it can be fully qualified domain name like my server and dot my domain .com. It's also possible. Then you can entering the port number. If it's default port 443, it's not needed, but if, for example, configure it, use another port, then, for example, you can use 5555. And all this must be followed by your Dynamics NAV service web service instance. For example, my NAV instance. Microsoft cares about protecting your data. SSL encrypts the data following between your device and server. You must configure your Dynamics NAV web server instance to use SSL using ETA or trusted certificate or self-signed certificate. Self-signed certificates are not recommended for use in production and must be installed and trusted on every device on which the Universal app is installed. If you are setting up all-in-one trial or demo device in which the Dynamics NAV server, database server components, web server components, and Universal app are installed, then you can connect to the server without the need for any certificates or HTTPS. For example, if everything is on my computer, then I can use my server. Such address with HTTP. For backward compatibility, if you are connecting from a tablet, you can connecting to Dynamics NAV 2016 or Dynamics NAV 2015. If you are connecting from any other devices, you must connect to a Dynamics NAV 2016 server. So when you're entering correct server, you click the arrow. For example, I use the previous connection and it goes for user name and password. Universal app support all of Dynamics NAV authentication mechanisms, so you can log in with your corporate Active Directory login, your NAV user password credentials, or even with your Office 365 credentials. So I'm just entering my username, password, and click the arrow. And I am in the My Role Center. You see my app is connecting like web client because I'm using keyboard and mouse. But if I click on my settings and use the tablet mode, means I'm connecting and want to have touch experience, exactly my app is using this touch experience role. If I return back again, I connecting, for example, the keyboard, and again I come to another experience. If you need to connect to a different server tenant or choose a different user, you need to sign out the app. To do this, you can go to the top right corner where is your user icon and choose sign out. Or in tablet, it's also the same corner. And in Windows Phone, you need to click on 3 dots and scroll down, and there's sign out button. For example, in my tab, I choose this and sign out. And as I sign out, I can choose another server or use another user or another tenant. That was easy. It only takes a few simple steps to get the Universal app installed on your device. Connecting the app requires that you have a server address and sign-in credentials, and you can sign out at any time to repeat the process. Go ahead and try out the steps on your own device. And if you need further information, check out the additional resources on this screen. Thank you for watching. I'm looking forward to seeing you again in another episode of our How Do I video series for Microsoft Dynamics NAV 2016.